Life is hard, painfully, undeniably hard. And if you're paying attention, you've already noticed this. You've felt it. You've been disappointed. You've been betrayed. You've been overwhelmed. And maybe you've looked in the mirror and thought, I can't do this anymore. I just want to quit. But let me tell you something. The fact that life is hard isn't a reason to stop. It's the reason to keep going. When you're tempted to quit, it's often because you're standing at the edge of chaos, staring into the abyss of uncertainty. And the abyss, it whispers lies to you. It says, you're not good enough. You'll never succeed. What's the point of trying? But that abyss doesn't tell the whole story. What it doesn't tell you is that the moments when you feel like giving up are the moments when growth is within reach. That chaos you're facing, it's where transformation happens. It's where you become who you could be. So don't quit. Don't let the enormity of the struggle paralyze you. The fact that the path is difficult doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're on the right track. Think about it. What's the alternative? If you quit, what are you left with? You're left with regret. You're left with the knowledge that you ran from your potential. And that is a burden heavier than any challenge you'll ever face. Instead, break the struggle down. Start with the smallest piece. You see, you don't have to win the entire war today. You don't even have to fight the biggest battle. All you need to do is take one small, manageable step forward. Just one. Because even the tiniest step means you've refused to surrender to despair. And every step you take compounds, it builds. Before you know it, those small steps have turned into miles. And those miles into transformation. And let's be clear, you have a responsibility, not just to yourself, but to the people around you. When you refuse to quit, when you fight through the darkness, you give others permission to do the same. You become a source of hope. You show them what's possible. You become a testament to resilience. Now, this doesn't mean the pain will disappear overnight. It doesn't mean the struggle will vanish. But here's the thing, meaning isn't found in avoiding pain. Meaning is found in confronting it, enduring it, and ultimately transcending it. The person who faces their challenges and refuses to quit becomes stronger, more disciplined, more capable. That's the person who builds a life worth living. So, when you feel like quitting, when the weight of the world presses down on your shoulders, remember this, you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe, and the future is not set. It is not fixed. It is something you shape with your actions, your choices, and your refusal to give up. The world needs people who don't quit. The world needs people who face chaos and carve out order, who take their suffering and turn it into strength, who don't just endure but transform. That can be you. But only if you choose to keep going. Only if you refuse to quit. So stand up, dust yourself off, take one more step. Because you are not done. Not yet. And the world is waiting to see what you can do. Adversity often feels like a barrier, a force that stands between us and the loss and the lot to create. It's uncomfortable, painful, and sometimes overwhelming. However, what is frequently overlooked is that adversity is not just a test, it's a profound opportunity for growth. When life presents challenges, it invites you to rise above them, to confront your limitations, and to evolve into someone stronger and more capable than you were before. This process of facing hardship, though difficult, is the foundation of personal development. Struggle teaches lessons that comfort and ease cannot. In moments of adversity, you are forced to adapt, to problem solve, and to think in ways you may never have considered otherwise. For instance, consider how physical strength is built. Muscles grow stronger, not by resting, but by enduring stress, by being pushed to their limits. The same principle applies to mental, emotional, and even moral strength. It is the tension, the discomfort, and the demand for effort that create the conditions for growth. Without challenge, there is no need to change, and without change, there is no progress. Adversity also has a unique way of revealing who you are and what you value. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to overlook your priorities or take certain aspects of life for granted. But when hardship strikes, it forces you to confront your character and your beliefs. It compels you to ask difficult questions. What matters most to me? What am I willing to fight for? How do I define success in the face of difficulty? These moments of reflection, though often painful, provide clarity and direction. They strip away superficial concerns and bring your deepest motivations into focus. Moreover, adversity fosters resilience, a trait that is essential for navigating an unpredictable world. Resilience is not simply the ability to endure, it is the capacity to bounce back, to learn from hardship, and to emerge stronger. Each challenge you overcome adds to this reservoir of resilience. Over time, you develop a confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This confidence isn't arrogance, it's a quiet, grounded belief that you have faced difficulty before and will do so again if needed. Another vital aspect of adversity is its role in shaping perspective. When you overcome challenges, you gain an appreciation for the strength it took to persevere. This perspective not only builds gratitude for the moments of peace and success, but also increases empathy toward others who are struggling. It reminds you that everyone faces battles, and this shared experience of adversity can foster deeper connections and mutual understanding. Adversity is not inherently negative, it is neutral until you respond to it. The choice lies in whether you see it as a threat or as an opportunity. By reframing hardship as a chance to grow, you empower yourself to navigate life with purpose and determination. Through adversity, you do not merely survive, you transform. The process is not easy, but it is invaluable, for it is through struggle that you discover who you are capable of becoming. When faced with a challenge that feels insurmountable, it is natural to feel overwhelmed. The sheer size of the problem, the weight of the responsibility, or the uncertainty of the path forward can make you feel frozen in place. In these moments, the temptation to quit arises not because you lack the ability to overcome, but because the problem feels too large to grasp all at once. The key to overcoming this paralysis lies in breaking the struggle into smaller, manageable steps. By focusing on what you can do immediately, rather than the enormity of the entire challenge, you regain control and begin moving forward. The power of this approach lies in its simplicity. Instead of staring at the mountain and worrying about how to climb it, you climb it, then another, and another. Each small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem, contributes to progress. It builds momentum. What starts as a single act, a phone call, conversation, a decision cascades into meaningful action over time. This process turns even the most intimidating goals into something achievable. The overwhelming nature of the struggle diminishes as the focus shifts from the whole to the parts. This incremental approach not only makes challenges manageable, but also reinforces a sense of agency. When you successfully take one small step, it reminds you that you are capable of action. That one step becomes a proof point showing you that progress is possible. This is critical because feelings of helplessness and hopelessness often stem from a belief that nothing can be done. But when you act, when you tackle even the smallest piece of the problem, you prove to yourself that you are not powerless. You are, in fact, capable of influencing your circumstances. Breaking a challenge into smaller steps also creates clarity. Problems often feel overwhelming because they are undefined. When you are facing a difficult situation, the temptation to quit often feels intense. The weight of the challenge can become unbearable, and the thought of pushing forward may seem pointless, especially when progress feels slow or the outcome uncertain. But quitting, though it may offer temporary relief, comes with a price far greater than the discomfort of continuing. It leaves behind a profound sense of regret, a feeling of unfinished business that lingers far longer than any immediate struggle. Regret is a heavy burden. It's not just a feeling of disappointment, it's an emotional anchor that can drag you down, leaving you stuck in a cycle of what ifs and could haves. When you quit, you abandon the possibility of success. You give up on your own potential, on the future that could have been if you had chosen to push through. It is the nagging awareness that you stopped too soon, that you didn't give your full effort, and that you'll never know what you could have achieved. This burden of regret is not something that can be easily shaken off. It follows you, sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly, and affects your future decisions and self-belief. Contrast this with the alternative, the decision to keep going. Continuing even when the path seems impossibly difficult opens up the possibility of success, growth, and accomplishment. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, to develop new skills, and to refine your character. The process of pushing through obstacles and overcoming setbacks is often where the most profound growth occurs. It is where your resilience is tested and strengthened, where you discover the depth of your own abilities and the strength of your resolve. When you keep going, you also create the conditions for long-term fulfillment. Success is rarely immediate, and meaningful achievements often come after enduring hardship and setbacks. It's the marathon, not the sprint. People who persevere, who refuse to quit in the face of adversity, build lives that are rich with purpose and satisfaction. It's not the absence of struggle that creates meaning in life, but the way we navigate it. By choosing to persist, you create a narrative of triumph over difficulty, and that narrative becomes a defining part of your identity. It becomes the story of who you are and who you are becoming. Moreover, continuing rather than quitting can bring unexpected rewards. You might discover solutions to problems that initially seemed unsolvable. You might uncover strengths and capabilities you never knew you had. And while the journey may not always lead to the outcome you initially envisioned, it often opens up new opportunities, new directions, and new pathways that you couldn't have foreseen at the outset. Success may not look exactly as you imagined it, but the act of persevering transforms you and your circumstances in ways that are often more valuable than the original goal. The decision to quit or continue is not a simple one. But it's important to recognize that quitting often comes at a higher cost than we realize in the moment. The regret that follows quitting can be far more painful than the struggle of continuing, and it can impact both your present and future. By choosing to keep going, you open the door to personal growth, fulfillment, and a life free of the weight of regret. The choice is yours, and the benefits of perseverance far outweigh the fleeting relief of giving up. When you refuse to quit, something powerful happens. You become a source of inspiration and strength for those around you. The truth is, we are all connected. Our actions, decisions, and struggles ripple out into the world, influencing not only our own lives, but all lives of the lives of others. The choice to continue in the face of adversity doesn't just impact you, it has the potential to change the lives of those who witness your perseverance. You may not even realize it, but by refusing to quit, you are often giving others permission to do the same. Think about the people you know who have inspired you. Perhaps it's a mentor, a friend, or even a public figure, despite facing great odds, chose to continue pushing forward. Their persistence might have given you the strength to face your own challenges, or it might have shown you a new way of thinking about your own struggles. This is the beauty of human connection. When one person rises above adversity, they create a beacon of hope for others to follow. By not quitting, you pass on that strength and resilience to those who need it most. Moreover, the act of persevering sends a clear message. It's okay to struggle, and it's okay to be imperfect. Many people feel isolated in their difficulties, believing they are alone in their struggles, or that they should be able to handle everything without faltering. When you persist through challenges, you break this illusion. You show others that it's not the absence of hardship that defines us, but how we deal with it. You normalize struggle. And by doing so, you create an environment where others feel less afraid to confront their own battles. In fact, your persistence can foster an environment of collective resilience. When one person chooses not to quit, they build a foundation of encouragement for those around them. Imagine a team, for instance, where one member is continually pushing forward, refusing to give up no matter how tough things get. Their resolve inspires the entire group, motivating others to match that level of commitment. This collective strength is more than the sum of individual efforts. It becomes an unstoppable force. In this way, your refusal to quit can create a ripple effect that spreads to your family, your friends, your colleagues, and beyond. Your journey of perseverance also teaches others an invaluable lesson about self-belief. When you face adversity and keep moving forward, you model the belief that success isn't just for the lucky or the naturally gifted, it's for those who have the determination to keep going. This can be an incredibly empowering message for anyone who feels discouraged, as it demonstrates that the key to overcoming obstacles lies not in perfection, but in persistence. The most powerful aspect of this ripple effect is that it often extends far beyond what you can see. You may never know the full extent of how your perseverance has impacted others. A small act of determination may inspire someone to push through their own struggles, and that person, in turn, may inspire someone else. Your decision to continue is not just about you, it becomes a gift to others. A gift of hope, inspiration, and the understanding that perseverance can lead to transformation. In the end, when you refuse to quit, you become a beacon for others, a living example of what it means to face challenges head on. You show them that despite how difficult life may be, there is always a way forward. You give them the strength to keep going, and in doing so, you not only change your own life, but also positively influence the lives of those around you. Your perseverance creates a lasting impact, one that extends far beyond your own personal journey. The search for meaning in life is one of the most profound and fundamental human pursuits. Many believe that meaning is something that can be found in moments of ease, success, or tranquility. However, true meaning often emerges through struggle, not from avoiding it. Life, in its deepest sense, is not defined by the absence of difficulty, but by how we face and overcome it. When you confront your pain, your fears, and your challenges head on, you begin to uncover the deeper layers of meaning that give your life purpose and significance. This is an essential truth. It is through adversity that we learn what is truly important to us. When everything is going well, it's easy to take for granted the things that matter most: our relationships, our values, and our vision for the future. But when you are confronted with hardship, you are forced to assess what is worth fighting for, what is worth enduring for. Adversity clarifies what is truly important. It strips away the distractions and forces you to focus on the core aspects of your life that bring meaning. Without challenge, it is easy to live on autopilot, allowing life to pass by without much reflection. But hardship interrupts this routine and forces you to ask deeper questions. What is worth my time, my effort, my energy? What do I want my life to represent? These moments of reflection, though uncomfortable, provide invaluable clarity that guides your actions moving forward. In addition to revealing what matters, facing hardship also shapes your character. It is through struggle that we develop the qualities that define us: resilience, courage, perseverance, and subversiveness. These traits are not given to us in times of ease. They are forged in the fires of challenge. The person you become after facing adversity is often far stronger and more capable than the person you were before. It is in these moments of testing that you discover the depth of your own potential. You realize that you are capable of enduring more than you ever thought possible. And as you push through the pain, you gain a sense of self-respect and pride that cannot be achieved through comfort or ease. You develop a sense of empowerment that comes from knowing you have faced difficulty and emerged on the other side. Moreover, the process of confronting and overcoming struggle is what ultimately gives life its depth and richness. It is not the smooth, uninterrupted moments of life that provide the most meaning, but the moments when you fight through adversity, when you learn to endure and adapt. It is in these times that you become the author of your own story. You have the power to shape your narrative through how you respond to challenges. Do you give in to despair, or do you choose to continue to rise above your circumstances? It is through making the choice to endure that you write a story of strength, of courage, and of triumph over hardship. That story is what gives your life meaning, not the absence of difficulty, but your ability to meet it head on and emerge stronger. This process also connects you to others in a profound way. When you face adversity and keep going, you become a living example of what is possible. Your perseverance can inspire others who are struggling, showing them that they too can overcome their own challenges. In this way, your struggle and your response to it become part of a larger shared human experience. We all face difficulties. And when we witness others pushing through their own struggles, it reinforces the understanding that pain is a part of life, but so is the potential for growth and transformation. The meaning of life, then, is not found in avoiding pain or hardship, but in how we face it. Adversity, when approached with the right mindset, becomes the forge in which our greatest qualities are developed, our values are clarified, and our most powerful purposes revealed. Embracing the struggle allows us to find meaning not just in the outcome, but in the journey itself. It is through adversity that we are truly shaped. And it is in those moments that we find the depth, the purpose, and the richness that makes life worth living.